Peace to the gods. Welcome back. So today I am going to be talking about why it's imperative for every woman, especially in polygyny, but this is in general, why it's imperative to respect, to honor, and to value and see your husband as the head, as the lead, and as the authority. Your husband is the authority, meaning that in a way, look up the definition of authority, but basically, he should be able to correct you, to lead you as your husband. We cannot just want to be led without correction. And I'm also I might have to make a part 2, but I want to talk about how to be a good wife. And this is to help my sisters. This is to help. I am not better than anybody. I have done a lot of healing within myself. I have faced my demons, my shadows, my lower self. So these are things that I have learned along my journey that I would like to share for my sisters. Because things like talking over your husband, yelling, cussing, just being disrespectful in general is not acceptable. And we need to hold each other accountable because the problem is us. The problem is us, sisters. And it starts with us. It starts with that reprogramming of the mind. It starts with allowing. It starts with stepping into your feminine energy and stop being in your masculine, independent, controlling energy. So, like I said, I might have to make a part 2 because there are things that I would like to go into and that I would like to touch on. I would like to touch on every single thing that I have prepared. So I might have to make a part 2. So, especially, it is very, very important in polygyny to see your husband, to honor and to value your husband as the head, to know that he is the head. Okay? Because that's going to create a lot of, that's going to eliminate a lot of confusion. That's going to eliminate any chaos. Sorry, I got to watch my back. Whenever I'm in a public setting or anything like that, it's just, you just never know. So let's get right into it. So let's get right into it. It's specifically talking about polygyny. So it should be one vision and one head. In a household where there's more than just one wife, there cannot be multiple heads. If each wife tries to be the authority, there's going to be confusion, there's going to be competition, and that is going to destroy the natural harmony. But when the husband, when he's fully honored as the head, his vision governs the entire household, and each wife is going to align in order. This removes any rivalry or unspoken power struggles. And the second thing that I would like to talk about is the desire to be led, but not corrected. Because I would say something that I see is a desire from women to be led, but then not wanting to be corrected. Specifically in polygyny, wives may naturally desire fairness, love, leadership from their husband, but correction can feel a lot more sensitive. It can kind of trigger the ego. A woman may think, why are you correcting me while she's here, while she's in our presence? Or why do I need to change when another woman might not be corrected the same way? But correction is not going to look the same way for each wife. Again, comparison is something that does not need to be done. But correction is part of his role as the lead, as the head for each wife individually. So in polygyny is a man that is monogamously married to multiple women. But when we talk about spiritual polygamy, we do speak on oneness. So it should still be a sense of oneness within the dynamic. Just want to make that disclaimer. So if a woman is resisting correction, she's not just rejecting her husband, but she's undermining the order, the structure that keeps the whole family balanced. We must all, especially in polygyny, we must all be held to a certain standard, certain morals, certain principles. If each woman is trying to be the head or just being chaotic and disrespectful, then that there's no order, there's no structure. And then also each wife thinks that she can do the same thing, which is not okay. Okay, and I want to talk about correction prevents jealousy and chaos. So in polygyny, jealousy, competition, and ego are their natural temptations. It's a spider web. Natural temptations. So when a husband corrects his wife, it's often to realign them with respect, with patience, and cooperation. Because without corrections, emotions, especially being women, emotions would run unchecked. It would be very chaotic, and division would end up growing in the dynamic. And that's not the goal. Polygyny is still the goal of oneness. So the husband's authority keeps the wives rooted in love rather than rivalry. Okay. The fourth reason is submission builds sisterhood, because when each wife submits respectfully to her husband's authority, it strengthens the bond between the co-wives. Instead of arguing with each other, both can say, our husband has the final word. We trust his judgment and hold each other accountable to that. Our husband has the final word. We trust his judgment. This removes unnecessary friction and teaches humility. Look up the definition. Humility is very important. And know that your husband, as the authority, he has the last word. Reprogram your mind to know that your husband has the last word. You trust his judgment fully. He is the lead. He is the head. All right. And the fifth reason is correction equals equal love. Because in polygyny, correction is actually proof of love and of fairness. A husband who corrects only one wife and ignores the other is creating imbalance. But when he's correcting each wife every time, something is out of order or it needs to be corrected, that is creating balance. But when he corrects both wives where needed, he is showing that his role as head is consistent. It's always going to be consistent. Submission to that correction builds trust that he is guiding everyone equally with love. And then the sixth reason is children and legacy. Because in polygyny, children may come from multiple mothers but are still one family. If the wives resist correction, the children will see division, disrespect, and rebellion. We're breaking generational curses. We don't want to pass down certain things to our children. We don't want our children to see division. We don't want our children to see disrespect and rebellion and think that that is okay. But if the wives model honor and humility, the children learn to respect both their father's authority and each mother's place in the home. So this is going to create a powerful legacy of unity. It's going to be like this. We know that we are a unit and we have a head, we have an authority. This is creating order and structure, a house that is running as one. And this is for my goddesses. I'm going to briefly touch on, like I said, I'm going to make a part 2 and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. I want to briefly touch on how to receive correction gracefully in polygyny. First, detach your ego from comparison. No comparison to the other co-wives. No comparison is needed. Respond with humility. Instead of defending yourself, you can start saying things like, I hear you, I will work on that. And this shows maturity, and this strengthens the bond between you and your husband. The third thing that you can do, see it as protection, not punishment. The fourth thing is just shifting your perspective in general. Just shift your perspective. Remember, if your husband does not correct you, that means he has given up trying to refine you. Correction means he's still invested in your growth as his wife. He has to correct you as the authority, as the head of the household. So like I said, I'm going to make a part 2. I'm going to go in depth of how to be a good wife and how to receive correction and why it's imperative as women. Being good wives is very imperative that we are submissive, that we see our husband as the lead, the authority, and that we respect him, that we honor him. We should not be disrespecting our husbands. That's not okay. And we must hold each other accountable as sisters when we're doing that. That is not okay. It takes healing. It takes inner work. It takes facing your demons, your shadows. So I hope this video helped my goddesses. This is going to work whether you're in polygyny or whether you're just in a monogamous relationship. I love myself. Peace to the gods.